Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Tokinata here again to talk some shit randomly. I realized I hadn't made a video in a couple weeks or whatever, so I figured I'd make one. But more importantly, I haven't made a video talking about how much I'm enjoying House of the Dragon yet. And I got to make a video on that because today is Saturday morning. It's 10:30 as I'm recording this, which means tomorrow night is episode 8. So right now I'm on episode 7. So if you're watching this episode, this is in the time span between episodes 7 and 8. I pretty much already know what's going to happen in the entire series because I haven't read Fire and Blood, but I've listened to synopsises and breakdowns and stuff like that. So I know the basics of what's going to happen. I don't know exactly everything's going to happen, but it wouldn't matter even if I had fully read it because it's an inaccurate storytelling, which, by the way, love that idea. Love the idea of having this complex world history book that might be wrong. Like, obviously, we've seen a few key differences between the book and the series. For one, that kid, the Blackwood kid. By the way, I know that was like a fun little Easter egg for like Song of Ice and Fire fans, but the Blackwoods are a pretty important house, I'll say. So that kid who kills the older guy, who's a Bracken, they have like the Blackwoods and the Brackens have had like this like millennia long conflict. They fucking hate each other and stuff like that. But the Blackwoods, I mean the Brackens, I literally don't know anything about them. Don't even really care. But the Blackwoods, yeah, those guys are cool. And the reason I say that mostly is because I don't remember her name, but Brendan Rivers, aka Bloodraven, aka the Three-Eyed Crow, or Three-Eyed Raven, depending on which series you're reading, watching, whatever. That's his mom was a Blackwood, obviously father being a Targaryen. Very fucking just like these small little like things. It's the little things that I'm like, ooh, cool. Laenor survives. Thank fucking God. I loved Laenor. Laenor was so cool. First of all, I like the Valyrians. They're a pretty cool clan so far. I liked Laena. I was really shocked when she had Rhaegar fucking burn her to death. I was like, what? Obviously, Daemon, fucking 10 out of 10. I love Daemon. I think he's so slimy. He's just not super slimy, not like Varys, Larys also funny. Because obviously he seems like a combination of Varys and Littlefinger. Larys, Littlefinger, Varys. Yeah, I think that's kind of funny in a dumb way, but he seems he is slimy. Whereas Daemon is more evil, obviously. Bad guy, I'd say. Very self-interested, as most of the characters become. And I found that to be quite interesting about the series. Okay, so the themes really don't make that much sense to me. Because when the series started, the first couple episodes, I was thinking, okay, it seems like it's actually going to be more of like a, not like feminist, but a little more feminism friendly. Like Rhaenyra has a personality and stuff and isn't just like a birthing machine, which she's not. She's still like uh you know, very independent, strong, like kind of stuff, but it seems a lot more of like a, seems a lot daintier than in the start of the season, because she was, I mean, the first couple episodes she was fucking badass. Like I was team Rhaenyra, and I still am. I'm all the blacks all the way. I know how the series ends, so yeah, there's that. But anyways, uh, I loved her. I thought she was so cool in the first couple episodes, and then when they switched to the older actress and or actor and she's given birth, and uh like she. By the way, I made she, as in she Rhaenyra. The older actor is non-binary, of course, so they for the actual actor, but she Rhaenyra is she, the she dragon, the she dragon. And Alicent Hightower, okay, really grew. The Hightowers have grown on me. I mean, I I liked Otto since the start. I think he's cunning. I think he's kind of a bit of a bad guy. My friend explained this to me. He gives me Tywin Lannister energy, but without the hate, without all the rage. Like Tywin was angry all the time. Otto doesn't seem angry, but scheming. Now their scheming is very similar because they're they want to get closer to the throne, obviously, and that's obviously that's going to be one of the main themes of the show, as it was with Game of Thrones. Everyone keeps vying for power, except for like the couple people who don't, who uh, are the good guys every time, which is so odd. Like, I'm just like remembering the end of Game of Thrones and how much I fucking hated it. Oh, fuck that fucking show, man. Oh, God. And you know what? I think that objectively there was great parts in that final season. Like, really good parts in that final season. But they just ruined it with, like, making it too fast. Like, they changed the pacing of the show entirely. It almost was unrecognizable as a series. Uh, and, like, okay, so, you know, the good Brienne of Tarth. That knighting, I literally I stood up and cheered. That fucking shit was so good. And so like and I okay, huge Jamie Lannister fan. I love Jamie Lannister. He is such a complex character. Obviously, he's written very well. Um he when he go the fact that he went to Winterfell, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm liking this, I'm liking this. So there was really good aspects of the season. That obviously to me is probably the best one. um what else happened? Arya killing the Night King. Okay, I'm not totally against it. I'm not for it necessarily either, because in season, I want to say season 2, Melisandre does tell her, eyes of brown, eyes of green, and eyes of blue, eyes you'll close forever. So it does. You can say there's a hint that she'll kill the Night King. Eyes of blue, eyes you'll shut forever. Yeah. But then I'm very confused as to the Azor Ahai. Because like there's the two Azor Ahais. Jon Snow, Daenerys Targaryen. Who is Azor Ahai? I think the prince that was promised personally is Jon Snow, just based on his will be the Song of Ice and Fire, and his parents are Lyanna Stark and Rhaegar Targaryen, Ice and Fire. I mean, and that's that's the most obvious theory. Hasn't been announced in the books. It seems obvious that that's gonna be what happens. At least I hope. Even if George does change the ending, does make it totally different, I just want Jon to be a Targaryen. That's it. Because it makes sense. It just makes sense that that would be the case. And it also makes sense that the Stark's hair color would overpower the Targaryen hair color. Sort of in the same way that all children born in the Baratheon line have brown hair. It's like how all people in the... Although Eddard has blonde hair, doesn't he? Whatever. Whatever. Fuck it. Don't care. Anyways, loving House of the Dragon, and can't wait to see where it goes next. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff that happened in this last episode. The last thing that happened, or last super important. So there's like this reflection on my beard hairs, and it looks really weird. It looks like there's shit in my beard, but it's not. It's just my ginger beards. Anyways, last thing that happened, Aemond got his eye cut out. Now, he's interesting because so far he seems like not a bad guy inherently. He went to go talk to his cousins. Now, obviously, didn't get through with it. It can be awkward, especially when your mom hates their mom so much, and all this other stuff. They awkwardly went up to say sorry, or he said he went to go say sorry. Obviously, he didn't. He just stood in front of the fire and then left. But it shows he doesn't hate them. At least, not that I can tell. And then the strong stuff, obviously, it's gonna trigger some people. Not people in real world, but people in that world. It's high treason to even consider it. Even though it's actually high treason that she did it. And she did it. So obviously. But I'm excited to see... Okay. In the preview for episode 8, they show Aemond, obviously. You can tell it's Aemond because he has an eye patch. Which obviously he would have because he lost an eye. Holy fuck! The actor that got to play him is like such a Chad for some fucking reason. Chad Aemond? I don't get it. It's really funny. I laughed. Like when I saw his face, I laughed right out loud. He doesn't look anything like the kid version. He's like, his chin is so chiseled. It's like, it makes Matt Smith look like he has a round face. Like, it makes, it's like gotta be those chiseled face. There are similarities, but I found the replacement of the actors has been exceptional so far. Rhaenyra, pretty good. Alicent, I thought, spot fucking on. Alicent, Hightower's two actors, I think look fucking exactly the same. Like, not exactly the same, but totally could just be an aged version. Now, these kids jumping up in age, because they've jumped so high, I don't even think Aegon looks like Aegon. He looks much... He seemed like more pale and like skinny, and now he seems more short and Not like short and fat or anything, but like shorter, not as super tall, which I got the impression he was kind of tall for his age or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I know for sure he's going to be married to Helena. Yuck. His sister. Yeah. And they make such a big fucking deal about not being into like Targaryen incest anymore. And then Aegon and Helena get married in the Greens. And the Greens are the ones who were fighting against that shit. Because, like, Alicent Hightower is clearly very pious. Or she believes very deeply in the faith of the Seven, which is, they're super against the Targaryen incest shit. So why would she encourage her own children? She has fallen. And she can't get up. I'm totally interested, like I said, though, because I can't wait to see where the series goes. I mean, I feel the excitement that I felt back in the day of Game of Thrones before I had my fucking heart shattered. Like everybody, like every fucking fan, because D&D fucking shit my open mouth. Fucking bastards. God damn, man. No, what is one thing I've always thought was funny is they got hired to do this Star Wars film. So they're like, all right, let's wrap up Game of Thrones. They wrapped it up so fast and so poorly. Star Wars went, we don't want you. We don't want you. We don't want you. Anyways, I'm probably going to make another video after episode 8. Maybe I'll do an update every episode, like talk about the episode or something. And maybe I'll even do a series breakdown when it's all over. I kind of want to do a series breakdown of Cyberpunk right now. I finished Cyberpunk Edgerunners. If you haven't watched it, watch that shit right fucking now. That is such a good show, man. Lucy is so cool. David is such a G. Maine is so awesome, man. I loved Maine. Okay, when he went Cyber Psycho, it fucking broke my heart. Because it was so funny. I had gone into work, so some of my buddies had already finished it at work. And I go into work, and I go, hey, I'm loving it. I'm on episode 4 or 5 or whatever. It was the episode before Maine goes Cyber Psycho. And I go, hey, this is my favorite character, Maine. And both of the guys just immediately look at each other. And then they look back at me and I'm like, really, guys? Anyways, that's all I have to say for this video. Love House of the Dragon. Love Cyberpunk Edgerunners. I'm going to do more breakdowns. Talk about more shit. And I'm going to enjoy the fuck out of it. Again, like I said in a few videos ago, this is the best fucking time to be alive for a nerd. In terms of content, not in terms of like quality of living. That seems to be going slightly downwards because people aren't doing leftist shit. And leftist shit is the only good shit in the world, by the way. Just FYI. Anyways, great time. Love you guys. Have a good day.